some Mrs. Doubtfire going on there. I'm Sarah, welcome to Grace in My Space. Today I want to focus on how to decorate for spring with only 2 items. I'm actually really excited to get back to some decorating videos. It has been a very long year of mostly construction, mostly demolition and rebuilding and moving and doing all of the things that are very not conducive to decorating. But now I have at least 90% of a house that I can decorate with you. And so I'm really excited today to talk about some spring decorating only using flowers and plants, because what else really do you need for spring? Now I realize I'm a little late to the spring decorating party. It's almost May. Is it May? Maybe by the time you watch this, it's gonna be June. I don't know. But the point is, it doesn't matter because these tips will work all summer long. So let's start here. This is my favorite way, it caught my hair and now I'm eating it, to decorate with flowers. One specific type of faux flower, we're gonna talk faux for a little while. We'll get into the real stuff, but right now we're talking faux. One specific flower in a very impactful vase, really full, really big, really over the top. This is the easiest way to make a statement, to say, it's spring, welcome, here we go, we're gonna make it look pretty. This look we're gonna call the bigger the better, because that's true. In some cases, you want small, you want petite, you want really, whimsy and like just carefree, but this one you want to go bold. And it is the best way, in my opinion, to take up a large amount of space on a mantle, on a tabletop that doesn't need to have sight lines, because obviously you don't really want this in your dining table, right? Like, it makes conversation a little difficult. But if it's up and out of the way, this is a really beautiful way to decorate for spring, carry it all the way into summer, and you have to do like hardly anything with it. I've got a mirror here and a few books, and that's all that it takes. This is an awkward mantle. It is a 70s mantle where we've got the fireplace, and then we have a lot of extra length down here with a little weird nook, probably for logs, but let's be honest, it's not a wood burner anymore. And so if you have a fireplace like this that is off center, a lot of times what people try to do to compensate for that is they spread everything out along the entire mantle, and while that can be done well, it's also really hard to achieve a conducive, cohesive, that's the word, look when you spread it all out. Instead, what I like to do is create a central focal point above the wood burner box. That's probably called something, a firebox. And then over here, I just leave it blank, put something pretty in the hole, or you can fill with logs, which would be a beautiful way to do it, and try and balance out the mantle on each side with additional items. But for the most part, this is the statement maker. Now I'm gonna kind of jump back and forth between faux and real. So obviously faux, don't have to take care of it, just have to kind of, like this one specifically, you can literally just run it under the water to dust it. You don't even have to dust it because it's plastic. It's fantastic. I know that you're gonna ask me where it's from. Don't worry, everything will be linked for you in the description if it's available, because I don't buy new things every year. So some of my items are like 10 years old and it's just not available anymore. But if I can find something similar, I'll link that for you too. Just down here in the description. Or maybe it's up here if you're watching on mobile. So we've got our faux. If you have something real, like my beautiful Faye the Fiddle, then this is an amazing statement maker year-round, but especially in the spring, because if you notice, your houseplants become much more vibrant once the sun starts to come out more often, once the warmer temperatures come back. And so getting some real plants in there, it makes a big difference. I know a lot of people are very real plant adverse. I have a whole series on indoor plant care and on my blog, but I'll link it all for you in the description if you want to get into houseplants. They're not as hard as they seem, especially if you start with something like this. This guy's heavy. So this is my first Indoor plant. It's a snake plant. You can't kill it. I'm telling you, you can't kill it. I didn't water this pretty much for the entire 8-month renovation. And then I gave it some water and it changed to this vibrant green overnight. Start here. Let's try a new look for the fireplace. He's a little sad. You gotta perk him up. Whimsy. Sparse and whimsy. Now you're gonna look at this and you're gonna say, I don't like that. I don't either. It's because it's missing something. See how blah and plain this looks? It's out of balance. So before I had this really massive vase of very impactful flowers. Now I've switched it out for this little piddly thing. Piddly, matching with a very blank space of a mirror, they don't go very well together. One simple swap is all you need. A statement painting or something that's a lot more vibrant, it has a lot more going on, there's just more visual impact, paired with something more piddly and whimsical is a better combination. Now, in my non-minimalist mind, I'm still looking at this going, it still needs something right here. A little layer, perhaps maybe a small mirror or another piece of artwork that's complementary can layer on top of it to really give it the dimension and the oomph that it needs because it's lacking some oomph. But just as a visual, swap out one piece if you're feeling like it's just not enough, add more visual impact with some pretty artwork. So piddly and whimsical is our second option, but this, in my opinion, goes much better on a kitchen island, on a tabletop, coffee table, maybe a console table on the back of your sofa. This is not visually disruptive like the other bouquet was, and so it has a lot more versatility on where you can place it. Welcome to our makeshift living room. This is actually where our dining room is going to be once our living room addition is done, which is starting this week. We're breaking ground. By the time you've watched this video, we probably already have. And I'm really excited to share that journey with you. So for now, this is our little makeshift living room. And stay up there. This is such an easy way. Everything else is really pretty standard, not super decorative in any way, really, because we're literally just surviving in this space for right now. And so adding a pop of color with a simple bouquet can go a really long way. Dr. Seuss. Unfortunately, it's really dark here today, so I had to turn on the lights, which makes this look all skewed. It looks prettier in real life. But this is another really fun way to add some greenery. Look at how fun this is. This is a really like wiry and crazy whimsical piece of greenery. And they're so fun because you can bend it any way that you want. And it just makes this cascading overgrowth kind of wild look that looks really nice on top of things. Or on a coffee table would also be a really pretty situation. I put them on like the back of a console table many times, but I just really love how vibrant and how green these are for spring. Just everything's coming back to life outside, so why not make it appear like it's coming back to life inside as well. But it's faux, so you don't need to care for it. Best of both worlds. Super simple like this on a console table or even a coffee table. It's just a really pretty way. Add a little bit of vibrancy. Now let's hop over to the kitchen where I have a mixture of real and faux, but I want to show you two different ways to do the faux. So, little cutie, we're naming this one Little Cutie. Obviously tulips, the best for spring. These are the best faux tulips you will ever find. They come in a bunch of colors. These are probably 7 years old. I use them. I have so many of them. I have probably like 70. They're everywhere. But the Little Cutie is perfect for a shelf. We're gonna call this one Bold and Beautiful. Mixture of colors, but all the same flower adds a lot of visual interest, but it's not boring. These again are the same as the one that I just showed you. Perfect faux, real touch tulips that look real. And what I love about these is that in real life, tulips don't stand straight up. if you get a bouquet that stands straight up, how are you doing that? They're always flopping, they're always rotating towards the sunlight. And so with these ones, you can make them look more real by bending the stems. They can drape, they can turn, they can do whatever you want them to. You just have to position them as you arrange your bouquet. And then they look a lot more realistic. Now, again, I'm not gonna show you every single live plant I have, because I have a lot of them, but it's very basic. Live plants add vibrant greenery. They add a lot of interest, visual, textural. And so if you add live plants pretty much anywhere in your house, it's gonna feel more springy, more summery, and more life-giving. This one's a really fun one. It's called String of Turtles. And the leaves look like little turtle shells. It's so cute. I know I said I wasn't gonna show you every single plant, but I have to show you this one. This is an ivy, and it's got like a curly leaf on it, and it does really well in direct sunlight. Adding something really big and fluffy and that takes up a lot of space is another great way to fill your space without it feeling cluttered. So as you can see, there's nothing on these shelves that is spring related except for flowers and plants. Everything else I have out year round, the mortar and pestle, the pottery, even the artwork, because it has moody and bright tones in it. And so these really are what make it seasonally appropriate. And then in the summertime, if you think that tulips are too springy, you can easily swap it out for a summer related plant, which I would probably recommend hydrangeas, specifically these ones. These hydrangeas are my favorite, but let's talk about the artwork. Obviously, this is overtly spring or summer artwork. One way to do a very simple pop-in is with artwork of flowers. We're talking about flowers. It doesn't always have to be actual flowers. Sometimes you can just do artwork, statement piece like this, and it sets the stage for the entire room. Now let's look at these beautiful hydrangeas. These are fake. They look so realistic. They even feel like real petals. They're so silky and really full. When they come, they're gonna be smashed. They're gonna be tucked in that packaging box like there was no tomorrow, and you're gonna have to fluff them. So don't give up as soon as you open the box and you look at it and you say, wow, they did a poor job, because they did. They did a poor job. But once you fluff them, they're gonna look beautiful. So I love this color. It's a very light green, which is very, what's the word? Representative? Sometimes I just can't think of words. They look a lot like what real Annabelle hydrangeas look like in the springtime. They come up green and they eventually turn to white, and this is really mimicking that look. And so I just love these. Throw them in a basket. That's all I did. Throw them in a vase. They are good to go. These will last you all summer long. Wait, we need to name these. I'm gonna name these Mimicking the Masses. Okay, we're good, we're good. Look at this. See how pretty they are? These are oversized cherry blossom stems. I think I only have 2 in here, but this, I'm sorry, this is a poor representation. With the addition, we're once again moving all of our furniture because we had so much in the solarium and it had to come down to the basement. So it's chaos again down here. Deep breaths. So, here's a better representation. If you want to really make a beautiful statement without a really full bouquet, because they can get expensive to buy a bunch of stems, 2 stems, really oversized vase, done. These cherry blossom stems are the best. Look at how real they look. They're so beautiful. I am really picky when it comes to faux flowers. If it looks fake, it ain't coming in. So it's gotta look at least realistic enough that if I am this close to it, I feel like it doesn't look fake. So all of these recommendations, some of them are a little bit more expensive, are just worth it. They're just worth it. Long term, I've had these for probably 5 years and they look brand new every year I bring them out. They're an investment piece that will pay off in the long run because you only have to buy them once. What should we call her? I have some ideas, but I feel like you guys need to name this one. Drop it in the comments. As you can see behind me, I have botanical artwork on the wall here. My mom actually painted those for me. So really easy ways to bring in kind of a spring feel without it being overpowering or not lasting through the summer is floral artwork as well. Now you probably noticed that all of the bouquets that I showed you today were singular florals in one vase. In other words, I don't really build bouquets. I put all the same thing in one vase and I call it good. And you wanna know why? Because I'm not good at making floral arrangements. It's a good excuse for me. But today I really just wanted to show you that it really doesn't matter if you don't have skills in floral arrangements. It is so simple to take one type of flower in the masses and put it in a vase. You spread them out a little bit, you tweak where you need to, you bend, you arrange, and you make them look really nice and full and not just straight up and down. That's the biggest part of floral arrangements with one specific flower. You gotta fluff. If you're not fluffing, you're missing out on a prime opportunity to make it look a million times better. So after showing you all of those different options for faux florals, I just want you to walk away from this video saying, I like this specific one. I'm gonna go buy several different stems, make it big enough that having them all in one vase will be impactful, and I'm gonna make this arrangement look pretty, and that's all you need to do. It literally can fill a room with one arrangement. So no overcomplicating, not overwhelming, no excuse. Easy ways to decorate your house for spring. I hope this was helpful for you. Make sure and hit that subscribe button and stay tuned because the addition, breaking ground. Let's go.